and remember what we can configure there. Well, if you learn and you forget that frequently, that's difficult, you know. So try to hold it some time period, at least at least we finished the course, right? Okay, so 1 second, let me open two things here for you. So you make your virtual machine ready, start server 1. So when you're ready, let me know.
Ready, ma'am.
All? You all set?
Bro, bro.
Okay. I don't understand anyways. So we're going to do a bunch of configuration. Um, we will install role. Okay. Let me share my screen. So all you need to do, you need to follow along my demonstration. I go slowly, don't worry, but you have to do it when I'm showing you the steps. And also open a Word document, an empty Word document. So that would be your lab 2 Word. Actually, we have so compact classes in this course. So like 4 hours class, 3 hours class, you know. So the work is done is so compact, which requires like 2 week works. We did it in 4 hours, you know, or 3 hours a day. I'm just thinking how to, because for you it is you are done, but I have now more compact stuff to do for you. Anyways, so what we're gonna do, so you are on server 1, right? So first thing we're going to do, we assign some roles. Which roles we will assign? Okay, server core roles is another. What you can do, make a copy, make a clone of your server first. First, make a clone of your server. I think I mentioned yesterday.
Ma'am, should we do a full clone or link clone? Full clone, right?
Okay, okay. One thing is, you do this configuration on server two. Sorry about that. Server two. You can keep your server one running if your system allows you, or you can just pause it for a moment. It will not be burdenize your system. You know how to do the clone, right? So
No,
you
ma'am.
go
Yes, ma'am.
to
Right click.
let me yeah, you simply go to the virtual machine toolbox, and there is a cloning option. You know, this is a clone. So you cannot make a clone of running machine. So your server 2 is off right now, right? So before you turn on, um, you make the clone using this icon. You see here, clone sign, right? For instance, if I go to this one, which is my off server, so you clone it like this,
Do we make
right?
the
So
clone of server 1 or server 2?
server 2. So make first turn off your make sure your server is not running, right? So that's a clone means just a copy of the server. You don't have any configuration there.
Yes, ma'am. And do we do a full clone or link clone only?
Just go with the default setting. Go with default setting. In the name of this clone, you're going to assign server under your name, right? Whenever you do something, don't forget to append your student ID and name to make it distinct. This is your work and not your friend work. All you need to do, you assign when they ask you the name of the clone. You can put the name under your student ID in -4 server 4 SC. So
Excuse me, ma'am.
you can say student ID dash server 4 SC, right? So this is your clone of server 2. So all you're going to do, create a empty Word document, blank document, right? So and type in there lab 2 title. Lab 2 is configuring server 2012. So configuring a server, that is
Screen is
your
no sharing, ma'am.
yeah. I'm telling what I'm writing here, just in case if you cannot see. If anything, like you told me in the morning, as you said, I was the same person who taught you in the morning, right? If that is true, then someone told me, network connection, fluctuation, etc., etc. It could happen to my side as well. So rarely, normally not. I have very good connection. I don't like to make excuses actually. To configuring how do you spell configuring a server? Windows server. Don't forget we are working with Windows operating system. Windows Server 2012. If you reverse it, it becomes 2021, right? Just a 10-year-old server. But the pretty much configuration, the basic configuration, whether you're going to learn in other course 2016 or 2019 in your production environment, a basic configuration is same. On the top of that basic, then you would find some enhanced features someone would teach you. So you make a heading and your name, all those kind of fancy thing. Okay, so What is the first step? First step, I ask you to actually, we are going to set up our server core, right? So, server core. So, in order to make a server core, we need to install, we have two options, whether to repeat the same procedure which you did for installation of data center, or you have the, or you can just clone what you have it.
Cloning takes a lot of time.
Okay, so okay, one thing, sorry about that. So can you guys cancel it this cloning process at this point? Sorry about that. Or you
Sure.
can just delete it if you have created. So let me do first a simple step first, and then all right. So let's start with the server and configure it with some features. So I'm telling you the first step. You can write it down in your um lab 2 document. So you're working on server 2. So 3 tasks we will do it first. The number 1 is install and remove roles. And then we will do the same process using the PowerShell. And then we will work on a copy of a clone of server 2. So this whole lab is going to be performed on server 2. Excuse me.
Ma'am, can
So,
you share your screen?
sure, yes. Well, when I swap between two different applications, it disconnect me from. Can you see now? Hmm?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this is what you're going to do. Uh, so this lab is going to be performed as server 2. Okay. So you save it as save this document just in case if you forgot, in the lab 2, your name and all those kind of things. Lab 2, right? So put some save it somewhere where you can easily retrieve.
Ma'am, it is
Um,
showing different screen.
okay, I don't know. Let me try it again. All right, is that good now?
Yes, ma'am.
So you save it as lab 2 and something like that. So what you're gonna do, you get to this one, right? And you go to manage and add roles and features. You guys on this window, right? And then you say next in role based features. So there are two options. So I encourage you when we will do bunch of time those kind of things, different settings, um, every time when I ask you to do this and follow me along, it doesn't mean that you just blindly follow, right? Please don't do that. What I want you to have a look at this screen. Look at the screen because this is important. Because when I ask you in test or something, you may think, "Hey, did I do this? I don't remember." So, read this for give yourself few minutes or seconds or whatever time of your convenience. So read it. What does it say? It gives you two options. Do look at the options: role-based or feature-based installation in remote desktop server installation. What does it mean? If I'm saying select first one or select second one. So first one is now we are working on first one. Remote means your second server, right? Or any other machine. But you have to have it in your all server list. All server list, right? So if you have another server machine under all server list, then you can select this remote desktop services installation, and then it's going to install something on another server which you want to address. So go to the next. This is the only server right now available. So this is the automatically assign IP addresses because we didn't configure IP address. For now, we left it to by default setting. What it is coming out of our host machine, what the host machine is granted, and it just it adapted, right? So go to the next. Now here is the list of the services which you can install: DHCP server, DNS server, or IIS server, right? So I ask you to select, for instance, a web server. Say yes. What else we can install? We can install print and document services. Select print and document. So as many roles you can assign, but you don't have to have all of them at the same time, right? Because server, sometimes we have server, one dedicated server doing one job, right? Like one server can be only IIS server. As we are working this in a small setup, 2 server and 1 client for now. So we are assigning multiple role to one server. Okay, you're going to do this, you're going to do this, you're going to do this. You're responsible to doing a bunch of tasks. But in real production environment, we normally have one dedicated server which is doing the job of print and document services, handling the document sharing and print services, handling the web services or IIS, Internet Information Service. I want you to explore more about web server, uh, what exactly it does. I'll teach you more about the configuration and some more terminologies related to. But if you're looking for exact definition, it handles your access. Someone want to access your system from website, right? So you can launch your website if you have this web services installed. You will launch it as some part of this course. I'll ask you how to set up and how to launch your own website, your first website. Well, you can do only if you have this server role assigned to your system. So check this one. What else you can assign? I would ask you to.
Your screen is not visible.
Uh,
Have you stopped sharing the screen?
yes, that's true. You're right. So you select DNS server, domain name server. You know, well, I have another server which has already uh, playing the role of DNS. I think I have to remove that one first. Let me try it out. Is this going to be conflict? Okay. So I have to have static IP address is asking me to install. Okay. So what I can do, but you're not going to get this error message because this is the first server you're installing, because I have one DNS running already.
Ma'am, I got the same error.
Okay, you're having the same error. Okay,
Yes,
so
ma'am.
okay, yeah, so everybody has same error, right? All right. So what we're gonna do then? Well, did you assign any IP address last time to your server?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So when you configured your server, so no IP address was being assigned. Okay. So you can assign an IP address. Check it out what IP configuration you have, and that's not something complicated. Let me see 1 second. Let me check your physical site. Okay, you go with the DNS. We come back to the DNS later. So install print services and web server. DNS requires static IP address, right? So you go with those two configuration. We come back to DNS. Don't worry. And just follow the default setting. Say next. So it's telling you what's going to be installed on your server. Web server means is going to inform default document, HTTP errors, static contents, etc., etc. Those are the things related to the web page. But web page requires those things, right? So when you're setting up this server as a web server, then those are the settings are going to be set up on your computer on this server, and you also installing print services. Say next. So print and document services, here is a brief overview of what does it exactly mean. You can have a look at it. Yes. Okay. So you're going to say next. So print services, now this server is going to behave as a print server. Print server means which manage the print jobs on your network. So you're going to say install. So now installation has been started. It's going to take a while. Am I running another machine? Okay. Let it to finish.
Ma'am, how to then fix static IP so that we
Ye-
might not face that error?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Just 1 second. Let it to finish. Don't worry, I'll teach you everything. What is mandatory? Go step by step. Um, so you can turn the firewall on and off as well. Okay. So you need to restart your system. It's asking for the restart, right? So now you would see on the left side, the role has been installed. IIS server role and print server role. Uh, so you can take the snapshot of this.
Can we stop sharing the screen?
Yes, dear, I know. 1 second. Okay, so what we can do, we check the IP configuration before we set up the DNS. It shouldn't give you the error anyways.
Ma'am,
Yes?
ma'am, can you explain again?
What? What I explain again?
What to do in a local service, how to select IIS, because it's too much confusing.
How to select IIS server? Okay. Uh, you go to the server manager and select remove roles and feature wizard, and you follow along the roles and feature wizard there, right? So just follow along the on screen instruction. This server manager, you see my cursor,
Yes, ma'am.
right? So add roles and feature.
Yes, ma'am.
So you click on it. Okay, don't worry. I'll tell you when we perform the DNS. Okay, so let me keep this window like this so I can see who's talking to me. Uh, oops. So you go to command prompt. In, you know, another way to check your IP configuration, if you go to the local server, uh, click on this Ethernet in IPv4 under the properties. So we haven't configured any IP address. It is automatic IP address assignment. It's basically taking an IP uh, from our host machine. So if we go to ipconfig all, okay, before, yeah, you check it down. What is the configuration there? So how do you know the IP configuration of your machine, which is assigned by DHCP server of your host machine? So you run this ipconfig all. Are you guys following along, right?
Yes,
Hopefully.
ma'am.
Okay.
We didn't see the coordinates.
Huh?
Okay.
So ipconfig, and you make a note of it. So you make a note of it and say, what is the IP configuration? Right now it is 10.0.2.2. We can use the same, but I would suggest you, we can keep this one for the sake of simplicity. Let me make a note of it. So what is the IP address? You're going to note it down at your site. So 10.0.2. Actually, I need to tell you something about the IP address, but I'm just thinking, should we do the DNS first and should, okay, anyways, I'll explain IP addresses later on. So you make a note of this IP address in DHCP. DHCP server is your default gateway. So you make a note of a default gateway as well. Um, so you don't need to have my IP address configuration. So you're going to have your own. Mm, okay, so you note it down, right? Got it? Okay, so what else? To configure IP, it's not just a one-step process. You may minimize or exit out as you like. I want you to go to your virtual machine and you can change it to the Bridget. Just change it to the Bridget connection. So if you check your host IP configuration, using the same IP config all. Okay, so you would find it there. Anyways, this is not the step was I was thinking to tell you. Anyways, it's stuck to this point. So you get this IP address information, right? So you go to the Ethernet setting again, um, and you can use the same IP address. So you go there to your Ethernet setting. So you go to the Ethernet setting and right click it, and then go to IPv4 properties. This time you're going to select use following up IP address. So you're going to say 10 dot 10 dot. Okay. So you enter your IP configuration and say okay. All right. So you're good up to here.
Can you repeat the second last one?
That is basically the IP. You follow yours, not mine. Okay. So what your system have told you, and you're going to follow what, because otherwise you won't be able to connect. Okay. You don't need to enter. I made a mistake here. 255. It should be 255. 255.255. It's okay. Close it. Uh, so once you have configured, uh, so what are you gonna do? So the people who miss the configuration of the IIS server, they can just follow the same method as I'm showing you again. So you can select the role what you like to install. IIS if you haven't installed it before. Oops. You can ignore that error message if you're having the static IP address because this is not the point to enter the static IP address because you need to have some background information about it. So you can do this as selection. Restart the destination server automatically if required, or you can restart it later. Install this feature. Some people who miss the IIS, they can just follow the same procedure. So DNS is there, server error, a static IP address, not doing anything. You can keep the automatic IP because I think you guys might have problem configuring it because it requires a little trick which we going to adapt after few more after learning some background information. So what I suggest you, just in case when you're doing the DNS installation and it give you an error message that you haven't configured an static IP address, you can just ignore it and continue. Okay? So you don't have to configure your IP address at this point. Is that okay? We have separate lab activity which will address all those IP configuration after this. So I don't want you to mix everything and just make a mix plate of everything in one lab. That's going to confuse you, right? So you may ignore that. You just ignore that error message. It's not going to harm you. You still can work because we're not connecting DNS to another server right away. So you can just ignore that message and carry on. So once you have done, what I can suggest, take the screenshot, a snap tool, and then, you know, are you up to this page? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you take the snapshot in a way that I can see your name, server name, all those kind of things. If I don't see this information, you're not going to get the grades. Either take the snapshot. If you're taking this snapshot of only server manager, that's fine, but still you have to be on local server page. So when you take it the snapshot from the local server page and you paste it in your Word document, right? So there you're going to list the roles, what roles you have assigned there. I need to change the font, right? Okay, so you're going to say or list, oops, why not? Okay, so you say I have installed the DNS role, right? And then what else you have installed? Installed IIS server. So I encourage you to explore a little bit on links what I had provided from your B2L. So what those exactly mean to you, DNS. And for now we are just performing an installation. DNS install IIS role, server role, right? Those are the DNS server role. And then file and storage, file and storage. Okay, so you save it. Or the another way to take the screenshot of this is you take like this, where you have your, oops, you can cancel. So when you're taking in a screenshot, make sure it is clear, you know. Don't think, hey, he can understand what does it, you told us, right? No, you have to tell me what did you do there. Okay, so this is another way to take the screenshot where you have included your virtual machine and all kind of things, right? But don't take the screenshot when from your cell phone camera or selfie. If you take it from the cell phone camera, I would ask you that, so take a selfie then. You know, and that's going to be difficult, right? So save it, Control S. Are you guys up to here?
Yes, ma'am.
Or you want me to wait for you to complete this step?
Yes, ma'am.
All done? Raise your
No.
hand. Okay. So finish it and put up your raise your hand as you finish up to this point. What is next then? So we're going to
Do we have to repeat this for the other server as well?
no.
Only server 2?
Yes. Now we cannot. We don't like to have every server should be DNS. Every server should be IIS. Why? We do. If we have a really huge network, yes, we can have multiple server playing the roles, right? What configuration I need to do on server 2, I'll mention it, okay? So I found only one of you has completed up to this point. Only Bhavesh says, hey, I'm done.
Ma'am, question.
What it is?
Ma'am, do we have to install the clone or on direct server too?
Yeah, we can do the server to clone if you haven't done it before. Yes, we clone it later on. Let me do one more thing. If you guys are done up to this point, we're going to remove role. So using server manager, you can write down here install and removing roles using so use server manager. Server manager, you fix the font size anyway. Using server manager. So using server manager, you did those three things. But this is not the only way to do it, right? So as I mentioned, there is another
Ma'am,
alternative
you
method.
stop sharing your screen.
It says it's sharing.
No, ma'am.
It's not showing, ma'am.
Well, I'm telling you in words as well. Just in case if it is disconnected, don't just stop start worrying. Hey, she's not sharing screen, you know. But you can hear me, right? Can I do it after class if I don't mind? I am following along in okay. Don't worry about the IP configuration. If you get an error message, hey, you don't have the IP configuration configured on your server, just ignore it. Sometimes, many people say many things and we don't listen everybody, So sometimes ignorance work. So this time, just to make the things easier, because you need to have some background information, which I'll tell you later. Uh, all right, so done up to this point. Mm, want to restart our server. I haven't restarted because I changed my network configuration. My network says, hey, where to go for internet? So I better restart it. Control down.
Do you have to restart as well?
Yeah, restart it because otherwise it's gonna give you like a different kind of warning messages. Um, I just need to get the internet connection. That's why I made it automatic. So right now I'm not connecting this server to other machine. I'll do it later. Okay. Um, so this is an automatic address. Address assignment is
Okay,
there are two
ma'am.
types. This is an automatic address. There are two ways of assigning address. You can get to the IP configuration from here as well, from the bottom corner. So this is your network adapter configuration. So you can go from there. So there's more than one method to do one job. Well, knowing multiple method is good, but practicing one is always very good. So you see there are two options. Obtain an IP address automatically. Now, my host DHCP is responsible to assign an IP address because I'm just a guest to that computer, right? This server is guest to that computer. So obtaining, and I didn't make it a boss right now. So I said, okay, rely on the host machine and get the IP address from there, and that's it. So you can do it same thing on your side. Ignore the error message, please. All right, so
Ma'am, when we have to submit lab 2?
right away, in few minutes. So try to complete it, please, those steps before I move on to the next. This is not possible for me because my laptop is not
Ma'am, when
working.
I assigned
What
my
happened?
IP,
I
the
told
sub.
you, I told you, ignore that. Don't assign
Okay,
any
ma'am.
IP address. Just keep it automatic. Don't make the things complex at this point. Keep the things automatic. You can ignore that error message. Don't worry about it. It's not gonna harm anything. Um, Mehak, what's happening? Okay, so what comes next? Now you can remove some of the roles. How to do that? So you have learned how to install roles to the server. So now this server say, hey, I can do the job of DNS, file and print services, IIS. So, uh, you know, okay, can you please mute yourself if you're not talking and don't have to talk? Please mute yourself. Okay. Then, what ask you to go to server manager again, and this time you're going to, you have add some roles, 3 roles you have added here, right? So now you're going to use the same server manager.
Ma'am, your screen is not visible.
Ma'am, your screen is not showing.
Okay, boss. There we go. See? You listen me, right? Just in case if you could not see. Anyways, you will be see. As soon as I'm notified, I share it. Okay, don't worry. So I'm telling you the same thing what I'm displaying on my computer screen. So you go to, let me repeat it, manager. So this is, what we're gonna say. Remove roles. This time you're going to select second option, remove roles and features. Next, say next. And you're doing on this same server, right? So you select the server. If you want to do it from another server, right now you don't have any other server available in this list because you haven't added them, right? Otherwise, you can do the remotely to other servers, whatever server you select from here. This is the server pool, right? So this server is alone in this pool right now, but later on when you see that the servers are available, so you can assign or remove the roles to other server as well. So what roles you going to remove? Think about it. Okay, I'll be right back in 1 minute, okay? Okay, so you go to the next. That's it. Windows Server configuration is pretty easy. This is not a kind of like in rocket science. You have something like very complicated. The only point is have the background, having a background information. That is important, you know. So we need this server, DNS server for our network. So we need also a web server because we're going to launch a website later on. What we can reduce some tasks because some reasons our server is going slower. A network admin decided to remove some roles from the server, right? Because you may assign it to another server. Can you hear me, right? So you select the print in document services and say next. Oops. Let's go with the default. And
No.
earlier you selected install, and this time you're going to select remove. So it's
Okay.
going to take a while to remove the roles. My intention is to teach you how to assign and remove roles on a server.
Ma'am, do we have to remove all the roles that we installed or only print services and remote server?
Just one print server because I don't need the print server right away because we're not going to do any print job, right? So um we need the web server and DNS for further lab activities. So keep the DNS and you know, uh, we will assign some other roles as we required, but you need to know how to get it done, right? So close it and don't do any configuration on Ethernet. Just ignore it. Ignore that error. Okay. Now you can see, you would see that it's going to be go away. So there is a notification. Check it out. Remove says, okay, you remove some roles from this server, so you have to restore it. Um, okay. So try your refresh your server manager, and if it asks you to restart your system, then you can restart it.
There's no remove
Hmm?
feature.
What what is not?
Remove feature.
There's no remove feature on your server?
No.
Really? How come? The server, I didn't program this server. I'm just using it, right? So what I have it, you're going to have same features on your side. So this remove roles and features. If you follow along this path, so that will remove the features from your uh, Okay. So you can keep it and say next. So I did already in previous steps. So this one I can do repeat it. Okay. So
Bro,
it's okay. Hmm? All right. So try to set up to this step. Let me know. Put up your hand. I'm giving you some time to finish it. 10 minutes or something like that.
And can I share my screen once?
Yes.
Can you allow me to share it?
Yes. Who need access? Can you tell me the name? Who need access? Share screen.
Me,
Name.
sir. Kapil.
Huh? Kapil.
Yeah.
Okay. Kapil. Uh, okay. Yeah, you can share screen with us.
Is it visible, ma'am? Ah,
Mhm. No, I cannot see your screen because you did not share your screen.
oh,
You have to click on share screen. I gave you the option, but you still need to click on the share screen.
is it sure now?
Can anybody see the Bill's screen? Or is it only the me who cannot see it?
Ma'am.
Nobody can see. If
Oh,
it's going to be shared, everybody gonna see it. You know
yeah.
that? It's not only for me. Because I don't have an option to only you can show
Sorry.
it to me only, right?
Yeah, ma'am.
It's gonna go to all. There we go. This looks like yours. Yes, what you want me to do?
As you know, like the remove. I have uh,
Well, those are the file, what roles you have assigned. Can I see the left side? Exit out, X this window out, the red button, yes. DNS and file and storage services. Those are the default. File and storage is default. So those are the three services you have installed: DNS, IIS, and print services. Those are the print server is an IIS server, DNS. Now we want to remove one of them, right?
Yeah.
So how are you going to do? You go to the manager. Do you see the flag there? The flag. Yeah, beside flag there is a manager. Click on it. Select second. Yes. Yes. And go to the next. Next. Scroll down this screen. Where does it say print in documents? Yes.
Yeah.
Uncheck that one. Yes. Unchecked it. Say remove. Okay. See next. That's it. Next.
Oh, got it, got it.
Remove it.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. So everybody's okay? Just like Kapil? Hmm? You found it, right? It's not hidden treasure. It's so visible under the manager. Manager carries a lot of things for us. They manage a lot of server activities. So once you have removed, what you're going to do? How do I know that you have removed it? Again, you're going to take the screenshot where which indicates that you have removed that additional row. So how do you give me the verification? Get a new one, and this time let me cancel it. I need to be on this page, so otherwise you're going to just follow me and maybe make mistake at that point. So check at the point when I can see your name as well. That's my point is. Take the screenshot and go to your lab 2 document. So you're still on this page, right? So you're going to type in there something. So you have installed role using server manager. So using server manager, copy it, and you going to do my phone is all the time changing. Anyways, so okay. I think I need to repeat this step because that's fine. And you're saying that removing using server manager, removing role and feature. So which roles you have removed? Print server, print server, right? So you don't need to have this stop and screen share, because I'm sharing my screen, so everything is going to be copied. So you save your work. Now you install and roll. Are you guys up to here? Good. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All set?
Yeah.
So what is next now? So I would ask you to remove or install roles using uh, using other tools, which is the PowerShell. So you get to the PowerShell, start PowerShell. This is the PowerShell. So I want everybody should be on that page.
Can you show the video?
So let the peoples to synchronize up to here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you start PowerShell, make sure that you are administrator on your PowerShell screen. So what I want you to so to verify what Windows feature you have here, right? Import. Can you see my screen, right? So here, let me make it a little bit bigger. You don't have to do it. This font size is wrong, right? You may not be able to see. So what we're gonna do? Import what? So you're going to import module server manager. So I told you yesterday, this PowerShell is a command line utility. It is the advanced feature of DOS. DOS command line. It's not a DOS command line, but it's in more than that. So because here it is unique. So the commands which you run here, you cannot run in the command prompt of DOS. Import. This is verb and noun. The PowerShell commands comes like this: verb dash noun, and then you're going to write down what you like to import. Server manager. Yes. One second. Yes, question? So if you are not sure if you're running it as an admin, so what you can do, you can right click here and run it as an admin. Okay. So you can check get module, get Windows features. So So it's gonna tell you all the features which you have on this particular machine. So I would say go page by page, type more. So pipe more option will give you go. It won't let just install the screen automatically. It allow you to go screen by screen. So there you can see what roles are installed there and what roles are not available. So Active Directory certification, Active Directory roles are not installed yet. So you don't see any X1 beside it. But the other features which you have installed, like the DNS server role has been installed, file and storage services is there. So you will see that cross beside it. It indicates that those roles has been installed on that machine. Go by enter key or any other key space. So check it. Web servers IIS server role has been installed. So check it out. Now you're going to I'm terminating this one. So you can clear screen, and then what I want you to add some well, you take the screenshot of that. Get with those features, right? So you take the screenshot, especially you tell me like the page which indicates that the DNS roles has been installed in file and storage services is working on it. Right. All right. So now you're going to add let me go here. You're going to add some roles using PowerShell, the same thing what you did using the server manager. So you can do it using the PowerShell. So the feature you're going to install, print service, the one which we have deleted or removed, right? So we're going to install it again using the server manager or using the PowerShell, and say okay, restart when done. I need to import something. So it's installing this feature, print server. So you can see that, okay, we'll update it. Turn on the Windows update. Okay. So you see here, this screen comes up, right? So successfully installed. Well, you can manage the screen, you know. What I can suggest you can make it a full screen mode. You can make it adjust window size, and you know there's a bunch of options.
Ma'am, can you repeat the commands which we have to give in the PowerShell?
Yeah, you can see on my screen.
Ma'am, the last two only, import module and add video feature.
Well, the command is you import the command import Windows feature. That's the Windows. The features which you have installed using your server manager. Those are the roles, right? So you would see the print services again here. Even we have removed it, right? We installed from here, from add roles and features, and we remove it from here. It's again come back. The reason, you know why? Because I use my PowerShell to do the same thing what I did from the from the manager. So that's a difference. You understand what I mean? So that's a great tool, but the network admin need to do a tons of job, you know. So the GUI is a little bit slower as compared to the PowerShell. And when we need to repeat a task, we prefer to use the PowerShell. So their command is add Windows feature print services. And then I ask to restart, but it doesn't restart. I can manually do it. Okay. So add Windows feature. Make a note of some. So you come in my class, please come prepared. Come with notebook and a piece of notebook and a pen or pencil. Don't just come and hey, I'm going into a virtual class. I can talk over phone and can watch videos. And I can go for lunch. I go for drive. You know, I can go for work. Oh, that's a virtual class, right? So just come prepared. Try to come prepared, just like you go to the physical classroom. You know, you need to make a note of the commands I'm providing you, because this add Windows feature anytimes any feature from this list you want to add, right? So you have seen a list of the features there, right? So you can add them from the PowerShell using this command. Add Windows feature. That's the window feature. What it is? Print server and print document role. So you can add it the DHCP role. You can add it at the Active Directory roles. Add Windows features, right? So what roles you want? So this is the name of the feature, right? When I say print service, okay, it says okay, I'm going to set up this print services here. Now it is a print server. Okay, so what we're going to do now, that's for the learning purpose, right? So we will restart it, but it's already installed, so it's not going to do it again. Okay, so you take the screen. Don't forget to take the screenshot and include your virtual machine name. You know. So what you're gonna do, and now you're going to remove the roles. Remove you add features. Now remove Windows feature. Verb and noun. Remove Windows feature. Spelling, you know, it's not case sensitive. I'm reminding, but the only thing is for ourselves to understand better. Use the first letter of every command. The first letter that's recommended. So use the first letter as capital. Remove Windows features, because there are so tons of words and commands in PowerShell. Otherwise, you may distract. You know. So what you're going to remove? The one which you have installed and services. You may restart your computer, but I'm not having time to restart it. It's gonna remove, and then you again take the get Windows features. Yes, get Windows features.
Now, do we have to take screenshot of PowerShell also?
Yes, you perform those or two operations. Where does it indicate? Yes, this role has been installed and this role has been removed. Yes, that is correct. Method is same. Try to include your virtual machine name because I need to verify it's coming from your machine, not the machine of your friends to friends to friends, you know. Uh, so how do we verify? We take the screenshot from here. That's it. So I can see the name of your virtual machine at the left top corner. So you're gonna put it here. Install and remove roles and features with PowerShell, right? So you're gonna tell me what did you remove. Installed one feature you installed, right? Print server. So you can type in the command here. So give me the command. What did you use here? So this comes out, I missed one screen. So right, so you put the screen where you have installed that feature, and then you can say remove print services, right? So you may copy it, and then you can just, if I would be, you know, if I need to submit the report, I use a uh, few tips to make the things easier. Remove, and then save your work. So one screenshot, you have to place it, right? So if you don't have, you can just repeat the step just in case if you miss that out. Yes.
Ma'am, I have shared a screenshot in the Zoom meeting chat. Can you see if it's correct or not?
Well, screenshot sharing, it requires me to download it. Yeah, you take the screenshot. Yeah, that's totally fine. So I need to see the top at the top because this is the same blue screen and same command for every machine, you know. As you guys are doing all those things remotely, so I just need to verify this work is coming from your machine. That's correct. Yes. Okay. So save your work. Control S. I think this is good enough for today. And let me do the. You have question for me before I go for the attendance? It's a good question. Tomorrow, after tomorrow, I'll ask you to add a few more things there, right? After tomorrow class. We have a tomorrow class, right?
Yeah,
Do we
ma'am.
have a tomorrow? Do we have a tomorrow class? Not for 3 hours or 4
Yes,
hours.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, 4 hours you guys taken right for and you go away from the, you know, me, my friend is calling me and I have to go for drive, long drive. But that's a night at your side, right? So you better stay home. And there's a lockdown as well.
It's open map now.
Really?
Map phase 3 is going to open like day after, I guess.
Day after today or day earlier?
On the Monday or Tuesday, phase 3 will be open.
So it was great. It was good. It was not open during our Sunday class, right? Otherwise, all of you were already gone away with your friends for a long time.
Phase 2 was open.
It's a 4 hours class, so I have to do something else. Try to focus, you know. That's important. So try to avail this time, You're paying for it. You have to care about those things, not only the grades. This time is yours. Well, you can go for it. You can have fun. Well, during this class, we can have fun, but let's finish the things what we have to do. Uh, Tomorrow I'll ask you to do the submission. You save your work anyways, just in case if you're a little bit behind, you do the catch up before our class. Okay, sounds good. No, I didn't hear anything.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you don't like to do the catch up? No, I don't. Okay, no worries. Just come back in the class and we'll see what else we can do. Okay. Um. Akashdeep,
Present, ma'am.
let me try to. So this way, I can see what you guys are chatting. Okay, the thoughts. Don't worry about those things. You were there. You want me to mark you for today or for whole semester? For today? Tomorrow? Yesterday? Okay. Okay, if I give you attendance, full attendance, what you gonna do? Tell me honestly. You won't you won't come in the class, right? We got attendance. So we have a proof we were there, right?
Oh my
So
god.
really. No?
So smart.
Huh?
They are so smart.
Who is? Me? No, not really. Just a little bit. Well, I learned from you peoples. I learned from you peoples what all those tricks. That's I learned from some of your group fellows. Not exactly this class, but it comes up. So what if I give you full attendance? What you gonna do?
We will
Tell
be
me.
very thankful to you.
You will be thankful and so okay, appreciate it. And how do you reward it? Like not showing up or showing up?
We will pray for your good health and wellness.
Okay, Arjun, that's too emotional. Okay, let's talk practical. Okay, if I'm gonna give you full attendance, but then I don't need to roll call. Okay, everybody's present, right? Then I save my energy to roll call 60 people's, 60 names. But what you gonna do then? Tell me honestly.
Ma'am, we will definitely go outside.
You go outside and have some cricket and hockey and baseball, right?
No, ma'am, work only.
Huh?
There is no time for entertainment.
No entertainment, really?
Yeah, ma'am.
Sorry about that. So we are having some fun here in the class, We're working on some stuff, learning and having some fun. Anyways, Amandeep Kaur,
Present, ma'am.
Amanveer,
Present, ma'am.
Arjun,
Present, ma'am.
Arshdeep Singh,
Present, ma'am.
Gurinder,
Present, ma'am.
Gurleen Kaur.
Present, ma'am.
Okay. Gurmanjot Singh,
Present, ma'am.
Harmeet Singh,
Present, ma'am.
Dispal.
Present, ma'am.
Okay. Can I ask one thing?
You can ask two things.
Can I ask two things
Tell
really?
three things, ma'am.
Maybe three. Okay. So generous you guys are. Okay. How many of you have finished up to the last step? Put up your hand. How many of you have finished with the PowerShell? All those kind of what I had demonstrated. Let me count you peoples. I have some candy. Let me see if I can do.
Virtual candy is real one.
Yeah, everything is virtual, you know, virtual machine, virtual server, virtual class, virtual reality. We are surviving. But it is also works, you know, it gives the same flavor. 16 peoples only? Really? I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed. Only 16 peoples. Well, I have a class. Okay. I'm going to give the attendance only to 17 peoples. Correct. See, now I'm going to have more hands. I'm going to
No,
have
ma'am.
more. I'm going to have more hands up. Okay. But we can raise two hands up, right?
Ma'am, I'm just almost there.
Almost there. Okay.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
you can have half hands up then, you know.
How I can do this?
How to cut that, ma'am?
Not in reality. No, no, don't do it. She told us, right? Don't do it in reality.
Virtually.
Virtually, maybe. If it hurts you virtually, even then don't do it. Well, don't quote my words, you know, some silly, stupid kind of words. So please don't quote it. Anyways, Jatin Preet Kaur, absent.
Present, ma'am. Jatanpreet Kaur present.
Okay. I need to see still. I'm not very happy with the numbers. People saying 34 is still because this is not even the half of the class. I realize there's only half of you just praising in front of computer, and rest half maybe say, okay, you guys gonna do it, and we will check it out with you, right? Is that correct? Maybe I'm wrong. So 30 people, this is the same number of input I had it on Sunday when we were doing the installation. Anyways, we have to improve those numbers, you know. Jovenpreet Singh,
Yes, ma'am.
Jovenpreet Singh number 2,
Present, ma'am.
Kranbir Singh,
Present, ma'am.
Kulvinder Singh,
Present, ma'am.
Lovepreet Kaur,
Present, ma'am.
Lovepreet Singh,
Present, ma'am.
Manisha,
Present, ma'am.
okay, Manjot,
Present, ma'am.
Manjot Kaur number 2, number 2, Mahatdeep Kaur,
Present, ma'am.
Muskan,
Present, ma'am.
Neha,
Present, ma'am.
okay, Parminder Kaur, Prinkle George Singh,
Present, ma'am.
Rajvinder Singh,
Present, ma'am.
Robinpreet Kaur,
Present, ma'am.
Simarjeet Singh,
Present, ma'am.
Sukhmanpreet Kaur,
Present, ma'am.
Sukhpreet Kaur,
Present, ma'am.
Sumanpreet Kaur,
Present, ma'am.
Vanshika,
Present, ma'am.
Bhavesh,
Present, ma'am.
Manveer Singh,
Present, ma'am.
Sarvapari,
Yes, ma'am.
Ivchik. Okay.
Sarvopari present, ma'am.
Okay. Ivjot Singh, Kapil,
Present, ma'am.
Divjot,
Present, ma'am.
Komalpreet,
Present, ma'am.
Nivjot,
Present, ma'am.
Nivjot number 2,
Present, ma'am.
Navneet,
Present, ma'am.
Tushar,
Present, ma'am.
Mohit,
Present, ma'am.
Sahil.
Present, ma'am.
Okay. Ranveer,
Present, ma'am.
Tanu,
Present, ma'am.
Shehbaz,
Present, ma'am.
Shruti,
Present, ma'am.
Manisha,
Present, ma'am.
Shahina,
Present, ma'am.
Harjat,
Present,
Karanveer,
ma'am.
Present, ma'am.
Kamal Paul,
Yes, ma'am.
Vikrant,
Present, ma'am.
Anish,
Present, ma'am.
okay.
Anish present, ma'am.
Ma'am, Harjot is present also, ma'am.
Okay. I just have saved attendance, so check it out at your site. And you
Excuse me,
can,
ma'am.
yes, you first check at your site.
I am, ma'am. I'll check, but ma'am, I have a problem.
What's that?
Like, ma'am, yesterday I was present in the class, but you marked me as a absent. As after 2:30, my network was unstable, so that's why I also mailed you, like emailed you, but
Who's
uh,
talking?
ma'am, Anistali.
Mr. Lee.
Yeah,
Your network was
Ex-
unstable.
yeah,
Excuse me,
ma'am.
ma'am.
For how long it was unstable?
Ma'am, yesterday it was unstable.
Okay. Well, I
It
don't
was
like.
not working.
Yeah, and as you know, I have been keep saying the same thing, you know.
But ma'am, I also like some of my friends also inform you in my in the chat list.
I'll check it.
I am,
Check.
ma'am.
Yesterday, check. If I found this kind of text message,
Yes,
I'll give
ma'am.
you the attendance, otherwise not.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I also have a problem.
Yes.
Ma'am, on
Well, you
day
need to be
5,
in class the whole time, not for 10 minutes, not for 5 minutes.
ma'am,
You need to be in class. If you like me to give you attendance for the class, you need to respond me. Otherwise not. Either in text or you chat or you call me and in the class, whatever, right? But you say, hey, I was there for a few minutes or few whatever time period, some time period, but not at the time, at the moment when you roll call the attendance, then forget about it. You don't pay attention, don't care about it then.
Ma'am, it was not working properly
Yeah.
after 2:30. That's why
2:30 was the fixed time, right?
no, ma'am, it was not a fixed time, but ma'am, I know that after 2:30 it was unstable, and I tried to log in the class, but it was not working properly.
Okay, Anis, I think I responded to your question, Anis. I said that I'm gonna check my
Okay. I thought you
at-
were talking to me. That's why.
no, I'm just saying in general. I don't
Uh,
address one person. Don't
okay,
take
ma'am.
it Don't take it personally,
Yeah.
please. All of you. This my comments when I say something, I'm not addressing to one person. The rule and system is same for everyone. Yes.
Excuse me, ma'am, when we have to submit like to?
Hmm. Does anybody has an answer to this question? I think I answered it. Yes. Does anybody remember what I said?
Ma'am, I
In
need.
tomorrow class.
After tomorrow class, yes. We'll do it after tomorrow. You want to submit it right away? Hmm? You ready to submit it today?
Yes, ma'am.
Really? Actually, I'll give you some more configuration tomorrow.
Ma'am, I also have a problem
Excuse me, ma'am.
regarding my attendance. Hello.
Yes.
Ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, I'm facing to do a PowerShell command to write.
Well, you please tell. Yes, who is talking? Please.
Lovepreet Kaur.
Yes. Okay, Lafreeze. What happened?
Ma'am, can I share my screen?
Not a problem.
To
Yeah, if it is a quick, then I can because our time is almost over.
Ma'am, I
Lafpreet.
actually have a small problem right now. In my attendance register, it doesn't show anything on day 5, like it's blank, not absent or present.
Day 5 is not there. I think I explained it yesterday. You were not there yesterday, right?
Yeah, I was absent yesterday.
Yes, ask someone who I answered those things. Post it on discussion forum. Check with your friends. I'm not only the
Okay.
person who always answer all the questions. Ask your
Okay,
friend
ma'am.
what I said. When you're not
Okay,
in
ma'am.
class, don't worry. Your friends, 50, 60 people are there, right? Check with anyone
Okay.
on discussion forum,
Okay, ma'am.
right? So this is actually, you know, let me share my screen. What left free?
yes, ma'am. Ma'am,
Yes.
I am
So
writing and
what happened, left free?
Ma'am, she
ma'am, I am
forgot to
writing.
add a slash between print and services. She
Yeah,
asked, add space.
the command I can send it in chat box. You want me
Yes,
to
ma'am.
send it in the chat box? The
Yes, ma'am.
commands, the PowerShell commands. Okay, that's gonna help everyone, whoever is just thinking.
Yes, ma'am.
Uh, 1 second, let me go to the chat box. But because this is, I cannot just look at it, everybody's screen as you like to. I wish I can because the time is the major constraint. Uh, you use the get Windows features, PowerShell commands for today. We use every day. Uh, so you get the Windows features, you know what is the function, and then you check what is installed there. It's gonna be crossed which roles has been installed and then features, and then you say add Windows features. I think I can just copy and paste from my lab which I just worked with you. That's gonna save time. Correct? Got it? All right, so we are pretty much done for today. Anything else I can help you? Attendance, okay, who was talking me about day 5 attendance? Day 5 was not being marked because it was the same as day 4. You remember Sunday we had a class and it was 4 hours long. 4 hours long. It's not a 1 day class. It was 2 day class, which was merged together in 1 day sitting. Because of the reason we had some confusion with the class schedule. Actually, I was the person who had confusion, not you peoples. So that's why I was being rescheduled on Sunday to catch up the things what we missed, right? So it's not only you one person who don't see the. Oh, okay, I'll copy it when I get a chance to copy the attendance from day 4 to day 5. It's same. You get my point? Who has this question? Someone asked me. I forgot the name. Hello.
Ma'am, day 7 attendance also not shown.